Welcome to Around the Peninsula. I'm Senior Airman Devin Notstein. You can't think about spring in Korea without thinking about the cherry blossoms. Army Sergeant Julie Yeager introduces us to a couple airmen who put their skills to the test to capture the moment.
Service members headed out to Unpo Lake for a little arts and crafts.
I came out for the painting class. We did the canvas and cocktails, so that's pretty cool. Basically, we were to go around and take pictures of the different cherry blossom trees and then come back and start painting from our pictures.
And as for painting,
we'll see how this turns out. I'm not an artist by any means. Just wanted to have a nice day out in the town, kind of see a little bit more of Korea. They have beautiful flowers and cherry blossoms trees are gorgeous. And the bridge, just everything is absolutely gorgeous. So good company, great friends, painting, maybe some wine, good food, I'm sure. So, sounds like a good time. So, I'm glad I came.
I'm Army Sergeant Julie Yeager, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
Cherry blossoms bloom for a maximum of 2 weeks, and the peak of the season only lasts for a couple of days. Life isn't always fair, but a fun fair is the perfect event for Yongsan's families to get to know each other.
A lot of people throughout Yongsan got in on the fun for the month of the military child with music, activities, and food. The Yongsan Family and MWR held the community fun fair to show the children appreciation for their role in our nation's families.
I'm a military child myself, and so I understand the importance of the hard life of a military child, and so I think this is pretty amazing. I'm just glad to be a part of it.
There are approximately 2 million children in the military community, but the life of moving from one duty station to another means losing touch with friends and starting over.
It was tough. It was really tough, moving around a lot, not being able to grow up with the same friends all the time, but I had the advantage of seeing the world, and I'm very blessed.
Sonia never misses the chance to pass on her wisdom to other military children.
It might be tough right now, but if you take a look around, there are others just like you, and so you shouldn't feel alone.
Tusa Private Kim Tae-hoon, Yongsan, Korea.
The Army Community Service also held an autism walk for autism awareness. For military families, having a loved one away from home is hard. Senior Airman Stephen Ellis shows us how one family makes it work.
Chief Warrant Officer 2 Jason Allman flies Black Hawk helicopters, but don't worry, this isn't another story of a guy who's living the typical pilot dream.
I wasn't really someone that grew up wanting to be a pilot per se, but I loved the challenge.
And as the father of 4 sons, his love for challenges is also evident in his family life.
Married, have 4 boys, 11, actually have 2 9-year-olds right now for the next month, and then a 6-year-old boy. So, and they're all here with me in Korea.
Even though the whole family is together, Clark Allman isn't exactly a fan of his father's deployments.
He's always gone and I want to play with him.
But families like the Allmans find ways to cope.
Well, sometimes we would Skype or use this in letters or stuff. He would keep count of stuff, of how many days he would come home.
Lanessa Allman uses resources found in the Humphreys community to help out when her husband is gone.
We used the hourly daycare whenever he was deployed with SAS and the CDC. That really helped for my sake, to get the kids kind of out of the house so I could do my grocery shopping or whatever while he was deployed, since I didn't have him home, you know, to dump them onto.
And by the way, Chief Allman's sons are named Clark, Banner, Parker, and West. And if you're wondering why those names sound familiar, it's because they're all named after
superheroes.
Senior Airman Stephen Ellis, Camp Humphreys, Korea.
The Child Development Center and the Child, Youth, and School Services are programs offered by the DoD to assist families. For the best marksman in the Air Force, earning the marksman ribbon is too easy. The Combat Arms holds an annual competition so the best shooters can compete for bragging rights. Senior Airman Adam Harder reports how Kunsan Airmen have their crosshairs aligned.
Shooters, again, welcome to the Proving Grounds.
The Proving Grounds. That is what the Kunsan Air Base firing range turned into during a recent base-wide competition. But this isn't your typical amateur-level qualification training. As Staff Sergeant Steuben says, this is the big leagues.
It's going to look like this.
So this is actually an official competition which counts for points for a distinguished marksmanship badge for the civilian side of the house. So it is national competition. It's not an actual qualification or training per se, it's just a chance for people to see who the top shooter is.
Anyone from any squadron can take part if they're good enough. This means aside from a quick overview, no help is given, and only the top 10% get the medal. Participants are expected to know every step of the process if they're going to take aim at a top spot. Any questions?
None noted. Shooters, go to move up to your points now safely. Keep it level and downrange and load. The line is ready. Fire.
As the command to cease fire is given,
Cease fire, cease fire, cease fire.
the shooters head downrange to see the results. But not all are pleased.
I was expecting to shoot a lot better than I did, but it was just like I expected it to be.
We've seen people who were disappointed, and then we've seen people who were highly ecstatic. Overall, everyone's happy just to be out shooting guns and getting paid to do it.
As the 2 days of competition came to a close, only 12 Kunsan Airmen earned the right to sport this unique medal on their blues. But if you missed your chance to compete, there's always next year. Senior Airman Adam Harder, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
Only 10% of participants will earn this medal at the base competition. Testing blood requires lots of skill and daily experience. Senior Airman Robert Mason has the story.
I wanted to join the Air Force to just get more opportunity to travel, to do school, and get a really good technical job that I could transfer to the outside.
As with most military jobs, Senior Airman Crystal Rodriguez has gained experience most of her peers will never have.
Because here we test for anthrax because of the North Korea's right there. There's a possibility for biowarfare, so as a 23-year-old, I was doing that.
The medical lab's mission is practical and scientific, but it extends beyond simply taking and testing blood.
The lab contributes a lot more than people would think. If ever anything critical happened on base and there was a mass cal of any sort, the med group in general will help. It will be a huge, huge deal.
Caring for others is part of her job, but it's also something she volunteers for on her own time.
While being here, I was on OJEC, which is Osan Junior Enlisted Council, and we got really involved with the entire base, off base, and it just built morale.
As her time at Osan draws to a close, she leaves behind one tidbit of experience.
Anybody who's coming to Osan should be extremely open-minded, not just with Korean culture, but with the Air Force culture, how it is at a small base that is overseas. And if you're a single airman living in the dorms, embrace everything that Osan has.
Senior Airman Robert Mason, Osan Air Base, Korea.
This medical job is demanding, but ultimately fulfilling. The alliance on the Korean Peninsula has stood the true test of time. Army Sergeant Ryan Sharp shows how the long-lasting friendships are the glue that holds it together.
Katusan U.S. Soldier Friendship Week is more than just a break from the daily grind. It's a chance to strengthen bonds and cross over cultural barriers with the people you work with.
So yesterday we're at a soccer game with the HHB guys, and although we lost, there was a different kind of bonding that we can't really experience in the office.
Free of the daily stress from the office, these soldiers are now able to socialize outside of the workplace.
Katusa Week gives ROC and U.S. soldiers a platform where they can mingle with one another and further strengthen the strong relationship we already have.
At the end of it all, a 60-year union was fortified, and the meaning of friendship hits home. Army Sergeant Ryan Sharp, Yongsan, Korea.
Softball was one of 5 team building events during the 2015 Katusa U.S. Soldier Friendship Week. That was your Around the Peninsula for Thursday, April 30th. From all of us at AFN, enjoy your evening.
Alcohol is a legal substance that can quickly lead to illegal consequences if consumed irresponsibly. Here are a few things to keep in mind. Don't drink if you aren't 21 years old. Don't drink so much that you forget about curfew. And remember, moderation. If you go out with friends, make sure everyone has a plan to get home safely. It's up to you to do the right thing. Your career is worth more than a drunken night out in the town. Drink smart, drink responsibly.